It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Next on Madden NFL 25.
We're in a city built on 7 hills, and the fans hoping to see 7 points on the board early. We're at Cincinnati's Paycor Stadium. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Jason Sanders is out, ready to kick this one away. And we're off and running at Paycor Stadium. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, the timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Burrow's first play going to the air. Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. And the Dolphins take over after returning it inside the red zone. Wow, so a conservative play to begin the game, Brock. Not exactly how I imagined they drew that one up.
No, not at all. I can tell you one thing, Kate. If that's how even these shorter, more conservative, easier throws are going to go for them, they're in for a rough contest today.
So here come the Dolphins as they get set for their debut series. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
You hear me say all the time, Kate, that football is the ultimate team sport, but there are times as a quarterback it can feel a little bit like golf and match play. And when your opponent gives you a shot, gives you an opportunity with the pick, as a quarterback leading your team, you want to maximize it and take advantage of it.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Opening carry for Devon Achane. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Mostert punches it in for the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Raheem Mostert, the touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Return starts at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. And we only saw this group for one snap to start the game, Brock, so hopefully we get a longer look at them this time.
You know, Kate, in a lot of ways, it may even be easier to shake that first one off. They're barely on the field, so it's really a second chance to write the opening series you wanted.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That throw finds Jamar Chase. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st down, here's Burrow. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Burrow from the gun. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw again, it's Burrow. Completes this one to Chase. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. He brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front ready to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
After a good pickup, their setup was 2nd and short. Burrow out of the shotgun. Has it in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Brown goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Throwing is Burrow. And he makes the catch. Did he get both feet in? No! Oh, so close to 6. Incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Burrow back to throw. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yeah.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals tie this game 7-7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So Miami headed out for its second drive of the game. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Tua off the play fake. That's caught. Devon Achane.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. This is ahead for about 5. Chris Jenkins Jr. there on the tackle.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Man in motion here. Tagovailoa off the play fake. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know you got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Burrow gets it to his man, Mike Gesicki. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the 27. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Burrow to the air now. Catch made by Chase Brown. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. It's Kader Kohu up to make that play.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
From the gun, a give to Brown. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. On 3rd down, here's Burrow. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Begins his return at the 16. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. It's up close to the 30. Nice 12-yard pickup on the return. And it'll be Dolphins football. The Miami offense headed out there now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They send Hill right. On 1st down, they're going to start out with Achane. They'll cobble together a yard there. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd down carry for Achane. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. Little nod, little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
They put a receiver in motion here left. Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. And the Bengals are too much. They take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one. Takes it in at the 26. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And it'll be Bengals football. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Burrow setting up the play action. Completed over the middle. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. He finds space for a few yards that time. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They've got a first to begin the frame. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now it's Brown. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
3rd and long for him here. Pass caught along the sideline by Gesicki.
You get to that money down, that 3rd down, you look to your money players, and this tight end is capable of it. Let's give some credit to the defense right there. Did an amazing job, not only sticking to him, but bringing him down before he can move the chains.
And on 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. Butker knocks it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Miami set to take over once again on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. 2 now from the gun. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Putting a receiver in motion. Here he is on 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
On again comes Jake Bailey to punt this away. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 65 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be their football coming up. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Play action now, Burrow. This one taken in by Chase. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Burrow from the gun. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. To throw again, it's Burrow. On target to his man Higgins. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
He has the 1st over the middle. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Looking to throw, Burrow. That's going to be caught by all. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Got his target, it's Higgins. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Burrow out of the shotgun. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals make it a 9-point advantage. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McPherson at the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals make it a 10-point ball game. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. D. Eskridge to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And that one's going to back the offense up just a bit here. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Slot receiver headed left. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Stuck at the line, and now it'll be 2nd and 10.
This wide receiver run game, what it really does, Kate, is it tests the soundness of your defense. How assignment sound are you? Well, that was an excellent example of this defense doing its work on the practice field and more importantly, put into execution on the game field.
Tua off the play fake. This finds Smith. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Tagovailoa facing 3rd and long. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. 3rd and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Achane, a 1st down carry. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. They run the counter to Achane. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Pickup of 7 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Got his target. It's Hill. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Running left, here's Achane. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd and 8. Throw right side, caught by Smith. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought down by the veteran, Von Bell.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert and stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Third and 2, now Tagovailoa. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. It's the Dolphins. Looking at 4th and maybe an inch or 2. Jake Bailey on the punt. And he's been one of the players of this game. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. And he can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Following that completion, a member of the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 21. Hits him on the out route. Has some daylight through the 40. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing from the gun. On the quick slant here, it's Higgins. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jalen Phillips finishing that play off.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 42. Short pass brought in. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
That one's cut along the left sideline. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Working inside the red zone. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals will add to their lead at the end of the half. T. Higgins, the touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals take a 3-possession lead. McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he gets him around 6 there. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 36. He's on the move. He's keeping it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. He'll throw it. Escapes the pocket. He calls his own number again. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. We've hit halftime here in Cincinnati. The Bengals carrying a lead into the locker room. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Eskridge on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Dolphins getting their offense out there to start off this second half. In that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. They're out and set, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Tagovailoa. Able to find Achan. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
He completes it in traffic. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Second half begins with a run by Achan. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Tackle made by the rookie from Wisconsin.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down now, 7 to go. Tua now from the gun. Completes this one to Hill. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Trying to pick it up here with Achan. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Tagovailoa on 1st down. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Waddle now in motion right. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And they had that one contained right at the line. Dax Hill up for the stop. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
Assignments were tested, and they were ready for it defensively. That's an excellent stop at the line. And it's going to make this offense seriously question revisiting that call.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Dumps it off to his running back. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Achan. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Running back sent in motion. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. on target to Waddle. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll be first down, Miami. A-Chain on the inside give. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. They'll stick with A-Chain. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. Tagovailoa off the play fake. And he drops it in the end zone. The look was there on 3rd down, but instead it's incomplete.
You only get so many chances to make this type of play for your team. Boy, you'd love to see him come through there.
4th down, and on comes Jason Sanders for the Dolphins field goal. It's a 33-yard look from the right hash. Aubrey puts it through, and the gap closes to 14 points.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Sanders all set to send it away. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bengals are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Burrow from the gun. Pass it down close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He's got it. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Dolphins, center running back Devon Achane getting back to work. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. Running with Achane out of the gun. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Second and 13. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He put some juice on a deep, big game downfield. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Dolphins get it back to a 14-point game.
Dolphins 17.
Sanders all set to send it away. He'll take this at the 10. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Burrow back to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jordan Brooks comes up with it. And the Dolphins have the football at what looks to be the 37-yard line.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's a chain up the middle. They gain 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
They'll come up first and 10. They go play action with Tagovailoa. And this is going to be a Miami touchdown. The Dolphins parlay the interception into points. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Dolphins 24.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Starting at the 10. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bengals ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. That's one he knows he should have had. So it'll be 2nd down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Brown on the inside give. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Burrow setting to throw. Has a man, it's Brown. And this one doesn't go far.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Dolphins and Tyreek Hill headed back out on offense. Call that a punt of 47 yards. And they're going to take over possession. First and 10 now from the 30. Man in motion out of the slot. Handoff running left, A-Chain. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Slot man motioned over. First down, and they go right back to him. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. This finds Smith. And they make this stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. So we're through 3 here. It's Dolphins ball, and they're sort of in comeback mode. They trail to start the 4th. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Putting the tight end in motion. First down, here's Tua. Taken in by Smith. And he's out of bounds, just short of the 30.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Berrios makes the catch. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Miami.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Now they send their back in motion right. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Here's Tua again. Connection made to Raheem Mostert. And he's tackled for no gain.
Simply part of the job description for any running back in today's game. You're out there, you're going to be one of your quarterback's most important safety valves. And you got to be ready for that check down at all times.
And the Bengals bringing out a 5th DB. They're in the nickel, 3rd down. Sticking to the air, it's Tagovailoa. Oh no, the ball is loose. Oh, they got try and salvage something. And they corral him well behind the line of scrimmage. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got fourth down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. With how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now, well, now they got to be special.
A lot of pressure on this kick for Jason Sanders. He was good on his first kick. Gonna need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. That kick is no good. Oh, he mishit it. And the deficit remains unchanged here in the fourth.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. Second and 6 coming up here. From the gun, a give to Brown. And they'll bring him down after a small gain to the 48. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Here's Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki. Complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Got his target. It's Higgins. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run again with Brown. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now Burrow. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
And that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in mind, double digits, and they nearly got it there.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Cincinnati! I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Dolphins returning their offense and this running back to the field. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. First and 10 now from the 30. Hill comes in motion left. Tagovailoa on first down. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one hits for 30. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside. Look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up first and 10 from the 40. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. This one's taken in by Hill. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Tua now from the gun. And they're going to tag a defender with this one. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. First and 10 for him now, following the penalty. They'll run here, following the penalty. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's A-Chain running right. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Hits his target. That's Durham Smythe. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be first down, Miami.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Almost a completion of the wrong team there. So that brings up second down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Von Bell takes it away. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Going with Brown on the ground. And this one's only forward to about the 9. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here's Brown again. And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he's stopped. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now it's Brown. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. They kick the running back in motion. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
I think everybody on the offense was already thinking about the next play to run as they watch that short little throw to the tight end. You really don't expect to see many of those gimmies dropped.
Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. So no return on that punt. And it'll be their football. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. Their last series sure was looking like points up until that interception, Brock. Hopefully they can move the ball similarly well as they take over here. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Clock running. Dolphins will hurry to the line. Tua off the play fake. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Here he is to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he crosses out of bounds, so now we're going to learn who the penalty flag is on. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. To throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Oh, and he can't follow through. He had the deep shot for a moment, Brock, but he bobbled it and drops it.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
Desperation time here on 4th. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. It's victory formation the rest of the way for the Bengals, who take a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Bengals pick up the win in this one. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.